Right, guys, so here we go. So one big fire. So this story starts with really the success that I've been able to have in real estate. We'll talk about that in a second, but has been because I've learned from other people. That's the bottom line. And we used to all say we'd fly around the country. We'd go to see these top agents' offices and a lot of like-minded people that are really growth minded, abundance mindset type people that are always willing to help you with, wherever you're at in your business and trying to grow. And we always just said, man, wouldn't it be cool if we take all of our little fires together and make one big fire, right? And how would we work? What would that look like? And so we never really could figure that out until recently. And so a new business model came along that allowed us to literally partner with top people around the country and help them with growing their business with really without you ever having to pay us anything, which is basically what's on this slide. So my goal in this presentation today is going to be, I'm going to show you how we can help you double your business, your real estate business, generate a new revenue stream, a passive income stream attached to your real estate business, and create an exit strategy. So something for, the future for when you decide to get out of real estate, so you don't have to like die while you're knocking doors, that you can, if you decided you wanted to exit, you would have an exit strategy. And then obviously without having to pay us a penny or have to give a percentage of your commission to us or having to pay for coaching, training, or technology ever again. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I think most of you, if you're here, you've probably heard the buzz around this company, Exp Realty, but I think very few understand what the bigger opportunity that it's created. And so I'm going to break that down for you here today. And my goal is to show you that the fastest way for you to grow your net income, exponentially grow your net income, is going to be, and add a new revenue stream, a passive income, is going to be by partnering with us. And the only way to do that and not have to pay for coaching, training, and technology ever again is going to be to partner with us on this platform, Exp. And we'll talk about that. So what makes this different? As I kind of mentioned, the ability to partner with top real estate agents that are able and willing to help you grow your business and without you having to financially invest in that. So without you having to pay a bunch of money, which is what you would have had to do in the past to get top people to help you with your business. So that's pretty cool. In my story, real simply, small town guy. I jokingly tell everyone I graduated in the top 25 of my class, but there was only 36 of us. That part is true. There was only 36 of us. Not the smartest kid in class, but always sit next to him. What I mean by that is I've always found whoever it is that's gotten where I want to go, and I listen really closely and I take good notes. And I learned the hard way because I used to think I knew things and I would think I would be copying what they were saying, and then I would change it myself and then I wouldn't get the same result. And I learned, by crashing into the wall many times, that if you really, really just do what other people have done successfully, you'll get the same result. And so I got better at copying, so to speak. So my best year in real estate, I got in real estate when I was 19 years old. My dad had just bought a Coldwell Banker franchise in Lawton, Oklahoma. And so I got into real estate, and took me 6 years. But by the time I was, 23 or 4, I was in the top 10 in the world for Coldwell Banker. Ultimately was number 2 with my best year selling, 500 plus homes, and did that for a number of years before I went independent. And an interesting thing happened to me early in my career. A friend of mine, Michael Reese, this is me and him actually, day we ran into each other at Lake Texoma. He was actually living in Dallas. I knew him from Lawton, Oklahoma, but I hadn't seen him in a while. And he ran up on me at the lake. He's like, dude, what do you do now? I was like, I sell real estate. So that was the rest of the day was gone after that. We talked real estate all day. And so Mike was just one of those kind of guys that, like, if he thought he could do better in something else, he was going to do it. So he quits his job, gets into real estate. And, the funny thing about that situation was I didn't know what I had done to be successful. And so what I mean by that is I did a lot of things that didn't work, right? Like you make mistakes, some things you buy, some things you try doesn't work. But because Mike was starting from the very beginning, he was asking me questions, like, hey man, what website should I get? Well, I know what website I have and it's working the best of any of the ones I've ever had. So you need this one, right? So he came out of the gate, even before he had his real estate license, with lead generation that I was benefiting from. And he was doing the same thing. He didn't have to learn all those same lessons. And so what we learned is success is duplicatable, right? And because he called me every single day, asked me questions, I was able to, hey, no, don't mess around with doing that. That doesn't work at all. No, you're going to want to do this. This works better, and helped him build his business. And by his third year in the business, he did almost 1.2 million in gross commission income. And he did it just by not making the mistakes, or what we call doing the right things in the right order, and growing the business. And so we became pretty excited about the fact that, hey, this is duplicatable. What we're doing is something anybody could do if they just don't make mistakes, like Mike didn't have to. And so, but we were also all about, spending time on the lake. That was kind of one of our hobbies. It still is to this day. We still get our families together and go out to the lake together. And we want, that whatever your hobby is, whatever time you want, you want to yourself, and not have to be working weekends and evenings and all of that, whatever you'd spend that time doing, that was us. For us, it was the lake. But that was the goal. We found that most of the top agents in the industry, even the top ones, were not, they're working late evenings and working weekends. And that just wasn't what we were interested in. And so we focused on our businesses being able to give us a quality of life that allowed us to do more things with family and do the things we want to do. And we were so motivated by doing that we decided to, start a company, really coaching and training real estate agents around the country. We've been doing that since 2006. And it really came from one of our mentors. This is Jay Abraham. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. He's the first mentor that we got that was outside of the real estate industry. So we found, as I went to all these different mentors and paid them all this money, they were all teaching pillars of the business, right? Somebody, Mike Ferry, prospect. That's all he teaches. And you could adapt to that and just prospect all day, every day. But like, that's not a great business. Like when you leave, your business is closed. So you can't go on vacation or your business is shut down. But it's a pillar of the business, right? So that's like one of the pillars of the business, but it's not your business, right? And so you go to, referral, by referral, and what is his name, Buffini and all this stuff, and it's all about referral. It's all about referral. Okay, no, that's not your business. That is just a pillar to the business, right? And so direct response marketing, Proctor selling all these gimmicks and all this stuff, same thing, pillar to the business, not the business. And so but ultimately, you figure it all out, and you realize that there should be multiple pillars to the business, and nobody was really teaching that. And so we went to Jay Abraham because he was outside of the real estate industry. He'd been in over 400 different industries, if you can imagine that. So his perspective was just completely fresh and different because he had seen so many ways that you could grow a business. And this is where we made a lot of breakthroughs and innovation from listening to Jay and really his position on, perspective on what we could do. And so he advised us to partner with agents essentially. And so we were like, that's brilliant. We're going to partner with agents and, we'll take a percentage of the revenue and we'll just put our systems in place and we'll help them build their personal brands in their marketplace. And that's going to be done. Right. So this was in 2006. In the next 13 years, it felt a lot like this, relentless pursuit of trying to execute on that. And come hell or high water, we were going to figure it out, but it did take us a long time. But over the years, we coached top agents from around the country to, really to become number one agents in their marketplace. And cool thing is getting to look under the hood of every one of these agents' businesses and see where they're at and help them identify where they're trying to go. And then what's the right steps and do that over and over and over again until we really discovered what we call the exponential growth strategy. We helped so many agents double and then double and then double that, it became obvious the strategy that we were using was going to work with anyone as long as they, do the work. You got to do the work. But, and so we focused on this strategy to help many agents duplicate their business. But it really boiled down to what we've identified is that, in any situation and really the rooms that I've been in, the privilege of having, been in and speaking to agents all around the country or the events that we've done in the past, about 70% of the room are stuck at the same exact spot with the same exact problem. And so we knew that we had one main big problem that we needed to solve. And I'm pretty sure your problem is going to be close to the same as this for most of you. At least it always is for 70% of any live presentation I'm given or in the room, or you put me in a group of agents, it's pretty much always 70% or more. But what we learned was at each stage, no matter what your transaction count is, if you get stuck, if you feel like you're stuck at that stage and you can't like bump up to the next level, it's usually just one or two systems that you need in place to move to the next level. And so it's not really that complex once you understand, oh, these are just systems that you have to have. And so for us, it was easier for us, once we identified that at each level, kind of what the problems were, usually it became pretty easy to identify what we had to solve. But mainly and this may be where you're at, if you're in stages 1, 2, or 3, where you typically get stuck is you may have some referral business, you may have some past client and repeat, but it's how do I spend the money in marketing to acquire a customer? That becomes the biggest system. You need a sales and marketing system, and nobody really sells it that way or really talks about it that way. But that's really the reality. It's a system. It's a series of processes that execute on sales and marketing of people that don't know, like, and trust you and get them to do business with you. And so there's a lot that goes into that, but that's really essentially the problem. And so we can solve that problem. You really will instantly move to the next level. And the coolest thing about solving this problem is you know, you can spend $200 or $300 and acquire a $10,000 commission, depending on what your average sale price is, right? So whatever it is in your market. But for $200 or $300, you can get a return on investment of more than 10 grand. That's crazy, right? Like there's no investment vehicle like that on the planet that you could invest in. And so this industry is awesome and it's great if you're willing to learn sales and marketing. If you're not willing to learn sales and marketing, it becomes very frustrating because you're just on this roller coaster of, I hope somebody sends me a referral, you know, and this up and down, or you got to hit the phones in order to level off that business and get it to grow faster. And so this is really the key to success that we determined of how we could help agents. And what we needed to do was scale that, right? So we need to be able to say, hey, I don't care who you are, where you are, I can do this for you, and you're going to get the same exact result. In order to do that, we created the National Association of Expert Advisors. And one of the biggest beliefs that I could share with you on being able to attract business, not chase business, that's what my motto is, attract, not chase, is going to be for you to be different than the rest of the population of real estate agents in the consumer's mind. We have to be different. So expert advisor, not average agent. We call the average agent the AFA, the average frustrated agent. So we have to separate ourselves from the average agent. So as our partner program rolled out, as we really got all this dialed in, we built all the systems, and we had the technology, we had predictive data analytics, we had lead generation systems, we had owned the technology, we had a call center that would make all the calls for you in your marketplace on your behalf of your brand, as we're helping to brand you as the go-to agent. And our goal was getting you 4 listings a month from our efforts once you became our business partner, until we got you to 100 transactions. And then, you know, from there, it's like we could double it as fast as we want. It's just a matter of marketing. And so that was the goal, and it was going along great. You know, we had territories, we had them in Texas and also in Atlanta, and we'd carve out these territories, and we would literally help you become the Incredible Hulk and jump up and down in a puddle to become that dominant agent in that market. It was going great. And the main thing that we had to have, as I mentioned earlier, is a sales system and a marketing system. The sales system is on the listing side was a proven, repeatable system backed by market research to sell your home for up to 18% more than the methods of traditional real estate agents. Would you like for me to show you how we do that? That's a system, and we had a way to make the value visible, and we trained you on the sales side of this. And then we had to put the marketing system in place. So we did all the marketing. We ran the ads. We managed the follow-up. We did all of this. And these are things that we learned over time: low-cost lead generation, higher quality leads, which real estate is the world's worst when they try to tell you it's a lead and it's just somebody who did a home search. And that's what Zillow leads are. That's what Realtors are. None of those people are interested in doing business with you. They're just interested in the house. And so we really had to customize everything to make it more about why someone should do business with you. So we created these systems, follow-up systems, and everything for lead generation, and we do it all for you. That was the business model. The key to this whole thing was the differentiated value proposition. Why should somebody do business with you above doing business with somebody else? So once we, and again, all marketing is communicating your value proposition to the marketplace to get someone to say, hey, I want to do business with you based on what your offer is. And so we did this training. We certified you as a member of NAEA. You became a certified home selling advisor. That was our celebrity brand, if you will. So it's us, NAEA, saying that you're a certified home buying advisor, not you saying, look how great I am, right? There's a big difference in when someone else is saying that you're great. It means that you don't have to sell them on you. The selling gets done before you get to the appointment, whether it's a buyer or seller. So we did all this, built all of this, and you fly into Dallas, we train you for 3 days straight, and you would leave literally like a Navy SEAL ready to take over the world. And that was the goal. Done for you. This allowed us to do done for you marketing. All of these systems allowed us to create videos that go out ahead of time, magazine tear sheets with the contents are all the same. They're based on the same principles. We don't need you to go back and implement. We could do it all for you. And that was really huge because it saved everybody a ton of time. And then one day we actually saw that there might be a better way to do this. And the way we were doing it was a 50-50 split, and you had to pay 10 grand to join our brokerage before we would start really building your brand and going out there getting listings for you. And so fortunately for me, a friend of mine, Al Stasik, he told me about the company, was going to join it. And we determined after looking at it, it's like we could literally partner with agents on this business model, on this platform called EXP. And the agents that were paying us tons of money wouldn't have to pay us anything. We wouldn't have to charge anything because we get paid on the back end of this business model, which I'll explain that here in a second. But and to be honest with you, I'm lucky I was reading this book at the time, because I think we all have a little bit of ego that we kind of think that we're doing what's best for us in our business at the time that we're doing it. And I'm no different. I believed what we were building was the best thing that could ever be built for real estate at the time. And so I was reading this book called Principles by Ray Dalio, and one of his life principles was being radically open-minded, which means assume that you're wrong. Assume whatever you're thinking it should be is wrong, and let go of what you think it should be. Be radically open-minded to the fact there might be something way better, and then ask a lot of questions so you can get clarity, and then think for yourself, hey, is this true? Is this really better for me or not? And that's really what we're after. It's always truth. We're not trying to be right, but we want to know what the truth is. Is this better for me or not? And this is, the cash flow quadrant. Hopefully you've seen this before. If not, this is a good introduction, I guess. But Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, great book. Everybody should read. But this is his cash flow quadrant. He talks about, building wealth and going from entrepreneur, not just entrepreneur, into employed, being paid by the hour, to being self-employed, where you have the ability to earn more, to having a business where you start creating some passive income from the efforts of your business, and to being an investor or having passive income, consistent passive income coming from the investments you've made. And I think, Jay Abraham used to ask this question all the time. He'd say, what's the goal? We get on a call with him. He charged $50,000 a day. So trust me, when we were getting on a call with Jay Abraham, we absolutely knew what the goal was. But he would ask, and every time he would say, well, is that really the goal? And the reason he did it was, it used to frustrate me, but the reason he did it was because he was really trying to make sure that we were always thinking about what the right problem is to be solving, not to be solving the wrong problem. And so what is the goal? Is that really the goal? And I think when we ask that question today, most real estate agents would tell me, hey, how do I sell another house? How do I sell more houses is originally the goal. But I think though that you guys would probably all agree that the real goal is to get financially free, right? The real goal is to have enough passive income that you are not having to sell real estate, even though you love it and you tell me you would never retire. It's to get to a point where if you sell houses only because you want to, not because you have to. You have enough passive income to pay your bills and to live comfortably. That's the goal. That's what they call it, retirement. Actually, I don't call it retirement because I don't think any of us here are probably going to really retire and just go sit on our butts and do nothing. That's not a typical real estate agent's kind of makeup, right? But it would be nice to say, you know what, I don't have to if I don't want to, right? And so that really truly is the goal. And so under that mindset, I think the framework you should be in as we talk about this opportunity really is what's the best vehicle to get you to your success, your ultimate goal of financial freedom. And so and time freedom is really what that's about. So this is, Al Stasek, Exp Realty showed me, I heard about it twice, didn't even pay attention to it for an entire year. 2 people tried to tell me about it, didn't listen. And then Al said, hey man, I need you to poke holes in this. And that was a whole different thing for me, because I was like, heck yeah, I'll poke some holes in that thing for you. Cause I didn't want him to go join this company if it wasn't right for him. He's one of our clients. He was going to be one of our area partners. And, I had every reason for him not to do this. And so we, going to independent to joining a brokerage, what? No, we don't pay anybody anything. Why would we? Right. And so, and that's how much I didn't know. Right. So my goal is to help you get clarity on what it is and why it is most likely the best choice for you if you're going to be, serious about real estate. But there's 5 major disruptors you got to understand. One is the innovative cloud brokerage model. What is that? How does that work? What does it matter? Why do I care? Equity opportunities. So you have an exit strategy of some kind. So you're getting stock in a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. Industry leading technology is huge. This is a huge expense for real estate agents that is included at EXP. And then agent centric alignment support. What it's like to have a team of people and a group of people that are actually incentivized to help you become successful, and how you tap into that, and how we're going to actually help you with growing your business and growing this last bullet here, the revenue share stream that you have the ability to earn at EXP, which is like nothing I've ever seen. So we'll talk about all that at the end. This is Glenn Sanford. He's our fearless leader and the Steve Jobs of real estate. In my opinion, this dude is brilliant. And he had been in multiple different careers. He had taken companies public, done several startup companies, internet startups. And he got into real estate and he started building these teams, and he was lead generating for all these teams all around the country. He actually had 5 or 6 of them, I believe. And he's running into a problem every time you go into a new marketplace. He could lead generate really easily, but he had to open a real estate office, and all this cost and infrastructure to do that was slowing things down. It was more expensive, and it just didn't seem like, he's like, I could do this without a real estate office. I don't need an office to give some agents some leads. And so in 2009, he said, we're going to open, the first cloud-based brokerage, EXP Realty. And since then, of course, it's like anything that, when you first takes off, it didn't go crazy, right? Like in 2009, they started. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, very few people joined this company. It didn't take off like you might hope it would, right? Then all of a sudden people got caught on to what this opportunity was and why it was so disruptive. And I didn't catch on till right here. So I caught on when there's 5,000 agents. Today there's 34,000 agents at EXP in the US, Canada, and now growing into at least 7. I think we got 7 or 8 new countries we're moving to as we speak. So a lot of, and we're already in Canada, obviously. We're in the UK, we're in Australia, lots of growth, right? So a lot of opportunity. We're a global brand. In order to understand why this is disruptive and why it's a big deal to you as an agent is first got to understand, how did these other companies get to where they're at? What was the model that you're in now, or these franchise models, which are the most of the companies that we are all a part of or have been a part of. And so the way real estate companies traditionally grew was they'd be a franchise. They would sell a region to someone for $500,000, and that regional owner's job opportunity was to go sell franchisees and help them, build brick and mortar, recruit. And agents at the bottom of this model would pay fees of 5, 6, 8%, and they pay that up to the top. And then the owner would share that with the regional owner. So as a regional owner, you actually get revenue share off the agents in your region. Is how that works. And they would pay for that opportunity to get revenue share because it was a big opportunity to get paid on all the agents in that region. And so, and rightfully so, if they were able to help grow that, then, they deserve some of that. So, but from the agent's perspective, we typically look at it like, I'm paying these high fees that never go away. I don't own it. And I don't have any real opportunity to probably own it. Somebody already does. There's limited support. And limited training. So, most agents that are highly successful learn from somebody outside of their brokerage. I did. Bless my dad's heart. He didn't teach me how to become successful in real estate, but he did encourage me to go to all the places I did where I did learn. But you're not learning how to become more successful from your inside of your office most of the time. And EXP, so what does EXP's model look like? Essentially, we're a publicly held company. It's EXPI. Go take a look at the stock. Look at it for what it did the last 3 years, 5 years, compared to every other company. But once you became, so the disruptive technology is putting the services that the brokerage provides an agent in the cloud. And so making the support, the training, and all of that cloud-based is pretty disruptive. Why? Well, because now you don't need somebody that has a region that's going to go sell somebody in a franchise territory and all these territories and then go build bricks and mortar and spend all this money and then recruit. You don't need any of that. Once you go cloud-based, you completely disrupted everything and all the territories in the way it was done before. That also creates a problem. And the problem that creates is, well, who the hell is going to help you grow this company if you don't have somebody who's got an opportunity to grow, make some money with helping you grow it, which is what franchises are and what regions are. They're opportunities. And so Glenn said, we think of everything we do at EXP with the agent first. How's this going to benefit the agent? He said, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we allow agents to recruit agents to the company? I mean, we all do that anyways, if we like where we're at. So why don't we just let the agents recruit people to the company and let them get some revenue share off the agents they bring in? And so, that created a huge opportunity. In fact, he made a comment that he was going to make that opportunity so big that the right kind of people would come join this company and help grow it. And so that was a big idea. And so, we're agents, we have ownership in this company, and we also get revenue share from the friends that we bring with us that come over and a lot of other stuff as well. And so when you think about innovation and why this is there's really one thing that has to do. In order for it to work, it just has to be better, right? It's not going to be disruptive unless it's better. And so when you think about, we're never going to go back to driving to the store to get your media to watch it and pay late fees later, right? That's never going to happen. Why? Because Netflix is better. It's just better. Simple as that, right? Same thing with Amazon. Like, we're not going to go drive to all the stores and buy all the things that we used to. And some of us still go to the store. I'm not saying you won't go to the store, but much of the things that I order these days come from Amazon. And I don't want to have to go drive to the store to get stuff if I can get it the next day. I don't need it right now. And so we're seeing, that's a disruptor. That is just better. It's just easier. It's more convenient. It's faster. I'm not going to drive to the store for everything anymore, ever again. And EXP is the same thing. When it comes down to getting answers to a question, support, the things that you need your broker or your team leader for, or the people in the office, the collaboration, all that can be done in the cloud better than it can be done in person. And so you can get answers faster right from your phone, and you can get support right from your phone instantly. You can get answers to questions instantly, and you can get unlimited amount of training at the same time. So when you think about the training you get now, you have to drive into the office, get there at a certain time to be there for this 1 week, this training, the training of the week. And EXP, we're actually up to 55 hours worth of live training every single week. And even better than that, it's done by the top agents in the company. These are the people that are out there actually doing what it is that you're trying to learn how to do at a high level. So you're actually getting to learn from, like I used to have to pay people what to do. You're getting to learn from the best of the best in the entire company, not just the people you see in your real estate office. And it's one big collaborative group. And so tons of training. The best part is it's also recorded. So if you want to come back and watch it later, you can, or if you couldn't make it, you can always go watch it later. But it is live interactive training. Looks similar to this. This is a desktop view. If you were using your phone, you can go straight to it. You just click, go to this room, boom, you're going to be talking to somebody live. Really simple, killer technology. Very easy to use. And so this is, different, there's daily training, specialized departments. I went there a couple days ago. I had an agent that was coming on board, wasn't getting an email to get set up, and he was lost in the cyberspace or something, and we couldn't figure it out. So I said, hey, let's jump in the world. We'll just go ask him, what the deal is. So I went, and they beamed me over to another office to tech support. Tech support fixed it. Within 4 minutes, I was done, and he was getting an email. And so, I didn't need to get in my car, drive to an office, chase somebody down. I don't even know who the hell I would have gone to try to get the answer to that question if it wasn't for the way that EXP runs. I don't even know who I would talk to in a normal real estate office to solve that. And so that's just that much easier, faster. So you guys get that. It is just better, right? Like once you get in, and you'll see it's just better. Lots and lots of ways. So this is Exp Enterprise. This is really kind of the central nervous system for everything. It's got everything from your commission details and where you're at in your cap, your agent equity awards, all that kind of stuff, your real-time performance reports, your revenue share details, how much money you're getting in revenue share this month. It's all real-time, updated daily. So that's part of the technology. You're also going to get SkySlope, which is your transaction to close, along with DigiSign, so the signature tool that you use for that. And then EXP Workplace, which is one of my favorite tools that you get. It's Workplace is built by Facebook. So it's basically Facebook, but it's just for EXP. So that's what your workplace is. There's groups. You're going to join your state group. You're going to join like the city group. You're going to know all the agents in EXP are always using this app. Anytime I have a question, the first thing I do is I jump in Workplace and I go whatever it is I need. If I need something from the broker, I'm going to go to the Texas State group and I'm going to ping the broker a question, or I might search the group to find an answer. But there's everything you can imagine. If you want to yoga, there's probably a group for people who are real estate agents that love yoga, niches, like, whatever niche that you want to get into in terms of reselling your business. There's a whole group of agents that are just doing that one thing, right? And so pretty much anything you can need at your fingertips. Collaboration at its absolute best. So CRM and lead generation, this is a big piece. What I know is any agent that ever came to me for coaching, you first of all had to be able to afford to pay anywhere from $1,300 to $2,000 a month to be coached by us. And in order to do that, if you did, then we needed you to have a platform. These platforms typically would run $700 to $1,000. Back then, it was even $1,500 a month for these platforms that are basically your front end website, an IDX integration with where it pulls in the photos from all the listings in the MLS, and you can leverage that and marketing, and then a full CRM and back end follow up systems and everything else. All of that needed in automation, especially. And so all of that, now if you really do the math on what this would have cost you, you're paying $1,300 plus at least $700, so you're at a couple grand. And then now, what's your budget for your actual leads? The budget it included, it didn't include coaching and it didn't include technology. At EXP, when you have a budget for lead generation, your money goes straight into lead generation. Lots of ways to do it. We're going to build funnels for you and give them to you and show you how to do it. Lots of training you're going to get on how to do things, and we're going to show you the best of the best ads that we know how to run and generate leads. And in some cases, we do it for you. And the other thing is, you can just pay them and they'll do it. So, there's a Make It Rain program. So you tell them, hey, how many leads do you want? I want this many leads. You want buyer or seller? Where do you want them to come from? Google or pay or Facebook? And they'll basically show you the budget, how much you can afford, and they'll do it for you. So you don't have to learn. I do want you to learn because I think this is a skill set worth learning. But you get access to that and it can be done for you. So super easy to get going. Agent healthcare, a lot of agents, this has been a really cool thing. I don't know why real estate companies don't have healthcare when you obviously can, because EXP has it and they came up with that idea and executed on it in less than a year. And so, if you have or you think you're paying too much for your healthcare, go to expagenthealthcare.com, check it out and see if you can save some money. I've had a lot of people that tell me that they've saved a lot of money there. And so how does this structure work? What's it cost to be at EXP? There's no desk fees, no royalty fees, no franchise fees. The commission is 80-20 split, commission split, and a 16,000 cap. You're capped at 16,000. And then after that, it's 100% commission for the remainder of your anniversary year. What does it cost to join? $149 one-time fee. That includes your first month's technology and training, university fees. That's an $85 monthly fee. That's it for all the technology, everything you get, all the training, all that stuff is $85 a month. Is all you'll ever pay. Broker review fee on each transaction. So when you close the deal, the broker is going to review that file. They charge $25 to do that. And then your risk management and E&O is $40. $40 per transaction, and that caps at $500. So very straightforward. So how does the stock work? How do you get this stock? You got to do something crazy probably, right? Nope, pretty simple. They're going to give you some shares of stock when you close your first deal. They're going to give you shares when you cap. They're going to give you more shares when you sponsor an agent that closes their first deal. You're going to get some more shares of stock. You have the ability to, if you hit the Icon Agent Award, to get that $16,000 you paid in the cap back in stock in the company. And for most places, it's a unit on top of your it's essentially, it's not exactly this, but it's essentially 20 units on top of your 80,000. When you hit your cap, you would have hit 80,000 GCI. 20% of that is 16,000. So once you hit 16,000 your cap, then you're 100%. And then you close 20 more transactions. And if you hit that, then you hit Icon. And so that's where you have the ability to earn that 16,000 back for. So if you want to know why a lot of top agents come to EXP, you're not paying anything to be at EXP. They're getting that money back in stock. So it's really most agents, if they're a top producing agent, they're getting paid to be at EXP, not paying anything to EXP. So another cool thing they have is it's agent equity program. You can enroll. You don't have to. I think it's the smartest thing you could do for your career. Enroll to take 5% of your commission and put that towards the stock at a 10% discount. And so at the end of your real estate career, you're going to be amassing all this stock every time you sell a house. And, I don't know what it's going to be worth in 10 years, but I bet you'll look back and go, I'm really glad I did that. Again, just an easy way for you to invest and save for the future, because it's hard to do that as an agent. So how does revenue share work? It works really well, actually. The percentages, so these are the amounts you could earn up to $2,800 as agents are closing deals for agents that you personally sponsor. And the second tier, which is, if you bring 5 agents into the company you personally sponsor, that opens up a second level. So anybody that you brought in, you're going to get to earn the people they bring in. So you unlock each of these levels. There's 7 tiers. This is very similar to how Keller Williams did their profit share model, and it worked really, really well, except there was not much profit to share. In many cases, there was no profit to share. And so this is revenue share. This is off the top. This is the best deal you can get. This is the Mr. Wonderful deal, right? You've all seen Shark Tank, where Mr. Wonderful waits to the very last and he's still in because he knows he's going to throw him a dumb deal that he hopes that they'll take. And we get that great deal, and we get to be Mr. Wonderful in this situation. We're getting paid royalty. Royalties off the top. You can't lose when you're getting paid royalty. Okay. So, profit. Well, there's no profit. Sorry. Nothing to share. Can't really bank. You can't really bet on that for the rest of your life. If there's no profit, then you don't get nothing to share. Revenue share is off the top. Big difference. Okay. And so there's just and the way it works is just a percentage. You're going to get 2,800 is 3.5% of 16,000. And anybody you bring into the company, you're going to, as they close deals, if they close a $10,000 commission, you're going to make $350. Okay. That's basically how it works. And as you bring more agents into the company, you unlock more levels, and that's where it gets crazy. And it's like, I know you probably can't imagine it, but the compound effect, right? So, the 8th wonder of the world, according to Albert Einstein, is the compounding of interest. Well, the compounding of agent count is to me the 8th wonder of the world. It's unbelievable how people who tell people, who tell people, who tell people, who tell people, and you get paid on all those deals. You get paid on all of those deals, a little bit of money on everybody. It's 7 tiers deep, regardless of if you've unlocked them or not. You get this little bit. It's not a lot, but that still can add up. But the exponential share is when you unlock each of these levels. You hit 5, then you hit 10, you've unlocked the 3rd level deep, and 15 agents, and so on and so forth. And again, this is the mechanism for growing the company. This is not a lot of people say, oh, this is just like network marketing. This is the opportunity has to be so big that people get excited about doing it. Not everybody's going to do it. I got excited about it. Some people are really excited about it. But you don't have to do it. This is just an opportunity that exists within this brokerage that doesn't exist in any of the brokerages that are out there today. And so again, example, this would be my goal for you, hopefully, is that you at least you can imagine yourself having, $3,000 a month in passive income in, the next 6 months. Let's set that as a goal. One way to do that would be for you to have 900,000 after all your sales, after all your expenses, after your living expenses, after your taxes, 900,000 invested at 4% would be $3,000 or $36,000 annually. So that'd be $3,000 a month. Another way to do that would be at EXP, let me help you bring 6 friends over to EXP. And then let's help those people bring just 1 friend. Everybody has 1 friend that'll follow them anywhere. And we'll just that alone, you're going to get, the 2,800 times 6, and then the 3,200 times those 6 friends that we brought over, which is 19,200, which is the total again, 36, same money, $3,000 a month. I would argue that this is going to be way, way easier for me to help you do than help you to sell 900,000 after taxes and expenses and living expenses. So this is just it's a new revenue stream. And what I would tell you is there's a lot of people that in the song in your head right now is going, yeah, but I'm not a recruiter. Yeah, I don't want to recruit. You know what? I didn't want to call FSBOs and expires, but I did it. You know what? I can show you how to do the same thing. And either you're going to take advantage of this or you're not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to help you regardless with selling more real estate. But I want you to think about, well, could I learn this? Is there a skill here that I could learn where I could actually start making passive income really fast? And I believe that there absolutely is, because we built a system to help you. And so, as you may have imagined, smart people really get this. You understand kind of why I'm sitting here is because I can help you do this. Okay. So this is the 8.7 million I would need to personally have in order to make $350,000 a year. That was my number. I was like, listen, if this opportunity doesn't look like I can do this, then I'm not interested. And it needed to be able to do it pretty quick. And so that would be this equivalent of me helping 10 people join this company. And I'm assuming they're producing agents, capping agents, and me helping 10 of those, each of those 10 bring 10 agents. That was the goal. We called it the 10 by 10 program. That's what we started when we joined. I was like, holy cow. In the first 2 levels, if I did that, I would make $350,000 a year. I think I can do that, right? I was pretty reasonably sure that if I found 10 people that wanted to make passive income, I could help them. And we did. And we did that in the 5th month. So since then, I'm not showing you level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and number 7, which is I'm getting paid on all of those levels now. And so, and today there's over 1,000 agents on my 7th level that I get paid every time they do a transaction. So I'll let you think about the math for a second. If you made $100, which is pretty close to where I'm at, I'm a little bit below that, but about $100 per transaction off of every agent in my group. They did 1,900 transactions last month. So there is an extra 0 on that is right in 1 month. So that's the opportunity. Again, this is just something for people that like money and want to help other agents. It's really a good fit there. You don't have to do it. And I'll give a good examples. I had, Dan Hillsman was real estate agent 20 years. He was not a recruiter, that's for sure. I mean, that's not what he was looking to do. He was looking to grow and sell more real estate. He was looking for lower fees and he was looking for leads. He wanted a system that, leads, and he wanted coaching. And he saw that we provided the coaching and they provided the system for leads, and the fees were certainly lower. And he said, Jay, I'm joining. I had 2 or 3 conversations. He said, Jay, I'm hopeful that, maybe I'll make something in this revenue share, but that's not really why I'm joining. And Dan did a handful of things I asked him to do that was very simple and easy to do we ended up on the phone a lot with these agents, and I helped him bring over quite a few. And that turned into a system that brought in now over 317 agents. I think as of the 1st of this month, he brought into the company, all because he brought in maybe like 18 or so agents personally that brought, the rest of these agents that came into the company. And so pretty cool. He's, I can tell you this, with a group that size, he's definitely financially free within 2 years. He's not worried about paying his bills ever again. And it's growing at a rate of more. And this is the most amazing thing. If I can tell you anything, the number that's crazy, 10% or more growth rate per month. And our brains don't know how to do compounding math, but 10% growth rate per month is doubling every like 6 months, 5 or 6 months. Okay. So actually it's about 6 months. So essentially in 6 months, his group is going to double again. And so the agent transaction count is going to be seasonal, because that's how it is, right? Agents, sell less in December than they do in July, but the agent count doubles, then your transaction volume will double and your revenue share will double essentially in 6 months as well. That is the most amazing thing that I've seen. And not that everybody has that growth rate, but when you do this right and you bring the right kind of people over, it gets real exciting real fast. And I can assure you that I can help you with doing that. So that's pretty much what I got for you. So that's the business model. That's the opportunity. Partner with us at EXP. And we're going to help you with your real estate business. We're going to help you grow your real estate business. We're going to help you with creating a passive income. Anybody can invite to this presentation, and I'm going to help you bring people over to EXP. This is all you did. If you're here, somebody invited you, and what you should do, the next steps actually would be to go back to that person, let them know that you did attend. And if you have questions, they'll know what the next steps are. They'll be able to schedule a call with me or whatever needs to happen for us to answer your questions. And I'm going to stay here and answer questions for you if you have questions via chat. Hit the chat button, type it in, and I'll answer them. I'm happy to do that. To hang here for a minute while you think of what those questions are. And really, I mean, you should think, it's pretty easy to say, well, if I ask you this question, well, why are you going to move to EXP? There's a whole lot of things that you just saw. You'd be like, well, I like the stock. I like the revenue share. I like the fact that y'all are going to coach me. I like the technology, all that. So, think about what's holding you back and then ask a question around that, right? Like there's something there. If there's something holding you back, just think about what that question is and get out there and ask it. Because if you don't ask that question, it's going to haunt you because you're not taking action towards what you know to be a better way, right? Like I guarantee you this, if we sit down, almost every single person I talk to on the phone, they don't do the math correctly. Number one, like let's do the true and honest math. I just got off the phone call with a guy that was on a 90-10 split. He did 70 transactions. He was paying $35,000 more to his broker than he would have been paying at EXP. And he would have been Icon. So he would have got that $16,000 back in stock. Plus I gave him one idea that was going to make him an extra $20,000 instantly if he would just do it. And so, I mean, we're talking in 30 minutes, I could see the math was real simple. And this guy was a smart guy. So guess what he did? He understands it. He got it. He did the math and he knows there's no reason for me to pay that money I like my broker, but I'm not paying him $30-something thousand extra. It's just crazy. Right. And so, smart people get it. It's just a matter of understanding like, okay, the math almost always works out. It's better for you to be at EXP. And if you're wanting to grow, show me a better environment of people that are capable and willing to help you. And I've never seen one. So,